Yeah, a little slow out of the gate. We had a lot of studying to do and waiting for the cloud to go away also. Mitt, are you coming? All right, gathering the crew. Let's go. Let's do this. I put something on my feet this morning. I want to come down here. You know what day this is? Lughnasa. Lughnasa. Yeah, it's Gaelic. Yes, thank you for all the viewer commentary. So much to take in beyond the weather, but let's go check out the weather here at 8:45 a.m. on Friday, August 1st. It is chilly and it's gray, and we're on the backside of what would have been an overachieving snow event in winter. I know you don't like when I say it, but this is the synoptic setup where you do have some surprises. If it were January, low pressure to the south, high pressure to the north, even in the outskirts of winter, this could have been snow. And say maybe around the solstice, winter solstice, 61 degrees anyhow. And Lughnasa is something I learned from a viewer this morning. I can't remember so many different viewer comments. We get Yankee Express, M. Bruce, Bruce Ross, Eric, all contributing to our content and to what I have to learn about. Lughnasa is a cross-quarter day, a day roughly halfway between a solstice and an equinox. So this would be the beginning of the summer harvest season on August 1st, where I'm supposed to also say, rabbit, rabbit. I know where the rabbits live. They live over in the peony. And so I think we're going to check the rain gauge first thing. So much to do. I like to recap the weather. I like to look at the weather, and I like to make a forecast. And sometimes it takes a long time to do that. Let's start with the rainfall amounts. This is called verification. And that map from the Weather Prediction Center yesterday with that red zone over eastern New Jersey into New York City, verified with more than 4 inches of rain in there. And there's the Coco Raz observations. And you see 4 plus scattered from Philadelphia to New York City, or just the south side of New York City, where Queens Bayside, makes sense, had flash flooding yesterday. Thank you, contributors from near Queens. So the worst flooding was near New York City. And then you move north, and Connecticut was also in the flood watch, but Connecticut came in with more like 1 to 2 inches and even less toward the southeast coast. So Connecticut did not experience flooding. And then you get into Massachusetts, no flooding reported, although this is the view, course closed. Where is that? Hudson, Massachusetts, somewhere near Worcester, with all that rain yesterday afternoon, and just sat there. And here's the rainfall amounts. 3.8 in Worcester. So we said that yellow dot was near Worcester yesterday when we made the NAM forecast. Yellow dot would be close to 4 inches, and that's what happened. Of course, you can't nail exactly where it's going to be. And then what's always intriguing to me is a lot of times you get the least amount of rain closest to the low pressure center. And sure enough, parts of Martha's Vineyard, 0.13, closest to the center of the low. It's to our south now. And I'm happy to see that South Dennis came in with a 0.73, 3/4 of an inch of rain on my worm farm in South Dennis, on my lawn. All right, and now the number for the worm farm here in Weymouth. Oh, very similar to South Dennis. 0.69. So that would not have been snow here at my house. While I'm down here, I've been working hard on getting these tomatoes all untangled, and there's so many suckers being tomato stems that you don't want. To find the main stem is really challenging, but I found a couple of main stems here. These are the babies I planted as seeds indoors, and they're posted up now using the posts I used to set up this mesh some time ago with Doug. So these are not cleaned out yet, and those will be strung up at some point, but I got to travel. I got to do the forecast too. Satellite image this morning shows the clouds stretched from eastern Canada. What a straight line back edge of the cloud right across southern New Hampshire, points north. Is some valley fog and some smoke in the sky up there over the Canadian border. And then to the south of New England, the showers and thunderstorms continue just offshore. And a view from Carl's house looking over to the Stowe in the upper 40s this morning. And beautiful valley fog, sunshine, not too much smoke there now, but I think that smoke's going to get a little thicker in the sky. And the regional roundup this morning shows the cooler air in northern New England. This was at about maybe 7:30. And what I note, I turned on the red numbers too, the wind gusts. So the blue numbers are the dew points falling through the 40s north, 50s south. And even at the south coast where it was still sticky yesterday, the dew points are falling through the 60s. And then those red numbers on those buoys south of Long Island and south of Nantucket, wind is gusting to 36 miles an hour. Technically not really a nor'easter, has a lot to do with the high pressure system more than the low pressure system. And the cold air is heavy and dense, and it pushes in. And that's what's happening this morning, and that's why it's windy at my house also. And there's the surface analysis, 1031 millibar strong, chilly, almost autumnal high pressure system coming across northern Minnesota. And then you got about the 1013 or so millibar wave of low pressure south of us, or a couple of waves. There's not one center to the low. There's a couple. T-Rex is asking for permission to be unsnapped so he can go upstairs and wait to go in. Oh no, I don't know where he's going. And we're off to some pretty nice weather now. The front made it all the way down to, here's the lightning map. The front made it down the coast all the way to South Carolina, a heat-breaking front. And it really meant business when it went into Myrtle Beach last evening. Somebody on X posted this of a microburst with a wind gust to 75 miles an hour at Myrtle Beach. So the damage reports from this system are coming in, but mostly outside of New England. And this cloud is going to go away. It's so interesting. The cloud mass itself, the whole cloud itself bodily is moving off towards the east and the south ever so slowly. But the elements of low clouds are coming in from the east. Oh yeah, what about surf? Is surf up? Well, if you consider 3.3 feet at 5 seconds up, yeah, there's somebody catching a wave this morning at Cinnamon Rainbow's webcam. That's Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. So a choppy, close together, little tiny swell, a wind swell. And you've been asking a lot about what happened down here. Eric, our naturalist, yeah, we've had a couple blowouts. The whole hill was cleaned off. All the trees and shrubs pulled out last winter, and they've been trying to restabilize it with native vegetation. That's not that easy to do because native vegetation doesn't really grow here anymore. You get a lot of those black-eyed Susans and the knotweed and the ever-present glory. And we've got a pump truck, so we're going to be able to see some concrete pumped into these forms here where we did not get a mudslide out of this 0.7-inch rainfall. So that was very fortunate, and drainage going underneath there too. It's a tangled web we weave here. And we'd like to do some weather. Here's the Boston 10-day meteogram. There's not a lot going on. This high pressure system taking care of us. Could be some record low temperatures tomorrow morning when we decouple the atmosphere. Boston today, low 70s. Sunshine comes out this afternoon. The wind is from the northeast and diminishing. Tomorrow, high pressure pretty close to us is going to stall out. And we're going to have a beautiful day. Temperature is going to be close to 70 at the beaches with an onshore flow. Water temperature near 70. And 75 to 80 inland tomorrow. Boston's at about 73. And nice nights for sleeping with low temperatures in the 50s. Boston finally may get below 60 degrees for the first time since the solstice. And then it starts to warm up. Not too bad. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the wind's starting to come back on shore. See those arrows at the bottom there? Onshore breeze, backdoor front kind of thing. Tuesday, so we'll get in the low 80s. And then it looks like an onshore flow beginning Tuesday. But the clouds come in on Wednesday night, and then they're here for Thursday and Friday into early next weekend, as there's another Thursday, Friday moving target in the forecast here. And it's a little more optimistic today than it was yesterday. So why don't we get to that now and show the Euro graphics, where the red lines are the thickness lines, and they're coming down through the 550s here in northern New England right now, and that high pressure system That's the blue thing. It's about a 1028 high, and it's stretching into New England with the upper level cool pool to the northeast of us easing out. But then on Sunday, there's another front. I was calling it a Tuesday front a couple days ago, but now it looks like Sunday, chance of a shower or thunderstorm in northern Maine. That front is going to be weakening, but what it is, it's a push of new, different high pressure from eastern Canada that's going to come in here and kind of take over the old one. The old one's kind of fading off to our south, and that front to the south, the boundary that went by last night, that boundary is going to try and come back north at some point, but it's going to raise a ruckus down in the southeastern United States as it's doing so with waves of low pressure, maybe something tropical trying to develop there. No word from National Hurricane Center yet. Anyhow, there you get the afternoon thunderstorms. We're going to have the front stalled over New England, the new one coming out of Canada with off and on afternoon spot thunderstorms Tuesday, Wednesday. Now we see something more organized on Thursday trying to come north, and the last 2 days it's been different output each day, so very low confidence, but there is going to be something coming up the coast, and it looks like it gets onto our doorstep now next Friday afternoon and Friday night and Saturday morning. It's trying to rain south of Long Island. Then, unlike yesterday, the low moves east and out during the day on Sunday, leaving us in pretty nice weather, probably an onshore flow. This is now Sunday, August 10th at 2 p.m., and you can't make out much going on in New England. Looks like the 570 thickness is getting close, but we're not going to be near 90 degrees. It's going to be after 3 days of an onshore flow. There is a low there over Lake Superior, but it's a pretty cool, chilly, as in chilly looking low, with a lot of rain showers and not hot to its south. And that not hot with rain showers would probably be coming in from the northwest around the 11th and the 12th in there somewhere. Speculation. So I always talk about how the weather works in waves, and this is a cool wave right now, and I thought maybe we'd be able to have a rebound into hot, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, at least not for the next 7 to 10 days. Just kind of really nice. That's why I could take it slow with my weather forecasts. My third blooming of roses. Eric talking about the monarchs making their migration 3,000 miles south to the mountains of Mexico. That I'm aware of. I don't know where their starting point was, though. And I have not got a close-up of a monarch yet. And Steve is looking at the baby bird over here. So grateful for all the commentary, and I'm sorry if I can't get to it all. I think it's really interesting that a couple of different viewers, both were crew on Stolt tankers, one to the Philippines, another one where were you guys? New England Express and, was it Bruce? Both of you had experience on Stolt tankers. I think that's fascinating. So I'm really happy that our community is kind of bonding here. And I do take requests, and I should probably start some kind of subscription service instead of just giving these away every day. I know you watch the ads, and I really appreciate that. But it takes about 4 to 6 hours a day, so I'm thinking about doing a subscription service where maybe we pay a little extra, like maybe a 10 cents a day or something like that. What does that come out to? $2.99 a month, and we maybe have an open forum or something, or where members can come in and we'll have a discussion every morning, I don't know, around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and talk about the weather, and I can give private forecasts, something like that. As I stare here at a glory, and the last raindrops of this system are hitting me, and I'm so grateful that we did not have flooding and that our hill is stable for another day. And yes, I do talk a lot about winter and snow and skiing. If this were winter, we'd be having a powder day in southern Vermont. I don't have my ski stuff on, but I would run right down this right now, if not for witnesses. You'd probably be entertained, wouldn't you? All right, so I'll try and get some of them pouring the concrete for today. And the Enmore yesterday, I was pretty nervous when it started raining around 10 a.m., and I'm happy that the rain band stayed away from me, because last thing we needed was another blowout during this construction of our Weymouth Big Dig and this concourse. So grateful for that, and then it just steady rained all night. It was a pleasant night for sleeping, except for T-Rex was barking. That's why we're a little late, and all studying the viewer commentary. All right, out a different door tomorrow morning. Happy Lammas, another word for Lughnasa, to those who celebrate. the harvest. I celebrate it. All right, and more from yesterday. And more. It's only 8 a.m. on a Thursday, last day of July. And I just want to come out and just document how this day progresses, because we still have some sunshine. And we've got the altocumulus thickening, and we've got rain just blossoming. Rain is not moving in, it's just blossoming along and just south of I-90. So that's going to be coming in fast, much faster than they said, it looks like. What do you think about that? 9:20 a.m. and the sky is falling. I can't even see Boston right now. What is that? I think it's smoke too. I think we're getting the smoke and the rain coming at us at the same time. Steve heard me. You want to come inside, Steve? Beat the rain? Yeah, I think that's low-level smoke. Can you even smell it? More and more and more. And it's not even 9:30 in the morning. Okay, there's Luch. Loose. Call him Luch or Loose. All right, rain's coming in from the east, so that is rain and maybe some smoke. As the whole environment's just kind of surrounding us now. I think the rain's coming in from two different directions. I'm not even done editing the out the door weather and more for this Thursday morning, and the rain has arrived early. I can't see Boston. I think there's some smoke mixed in here also. And the rain is not as much moving in, it's just developing right overhead. Oh, only about 6 or 7 hours ahead of schedule as far as most of the guidance was concerned. That first shower went through and off, and now you can see more developing off to the west-southwest, kind of blossoming as much as moving in. And we've got the wind picking up from the northeast here at 11:15, and the young sailors out there. Let's go out and check the air. Steve and T-Rex are in nap mode already, and I'm in play-by-play mode. 70 degrees, thermometer's wet a little bit, and air is freshening from the northeast. Not technically a nor'easter, it has more to do with the high barometer coming to the Midwest and generating air from the northeast, and the sky is incredibly dynamic, and the sailors are probably liking this. It's almost chilly. So the temperature's been going down this morning. I tempted to leave AC on just to keep the humidity down in the house, but it's nice and chilly now, so windows are getting open. And status of the big dig here. Another huge truckload of gravel spread out ahead of the loam that's going on top, or dirt or whatever. I'm not sure. Just hoping that we can avoid another mudslide. Looks like the forms are in place enough to keep the mud out when they're ready to pour in that rebar. I'm sure they're watching the radar too. All watching the radar and the sky. I think Rex wants to go. Stop. It's the kids yelling at each other. It gets Rex all riled up. Look at that rain coming down. Yeah, so the kids, they're called turnabouts. Are those screams of happiness, or got a little tit for tat going on here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta learn sometime, don't you? I don't know, looks fun to me. Nice maneuver. Play by play. T-Rex, where'd you go? There you go, indoors, right. There's the real trouble there, just popping south central Pennsylvania. Wow, this is escalating quickly. Just looked up the high temperature for Boston. I think it was 84 at midnight, and it's fallen by the second. And look at this. You can't even see Hull gut right now. It's raining so hard right over there. Man. And there's blue sky right up there. $11:15, changing by the second. And the big storms are just erupting over eastern Pennsylvania. They're not moving in, they're just erupting. We've got a sailboat going backwards. Reverse. Beep, beep, beep. 3 o'clock, taking it outdoors so I can look at the radar and the sky. Interesting. The warnings are not working on this. WeatherTap usually shows you the warnings, but there have been tornado warnings and flash flood warnings. Eastern Pennsylvania and near New York City, where temperatures are close to 90. And then the precipitation here in Massachusetts, there it is streaming from west-southwest to east-northeast, exactly opposite of the surface wind direction. And we are in the dry slot. Heavy rain, slow-moving, stalled training storms eastern Long Island, and also training downpours from northwestern Connecticut into southeastern New Hampshire. So we are on the opposite of a band of rain here in the Weymouth area. So far, so good in that department for us, but for others, the flooding is happening right now. Play-by-play, 3 o'clock. Yeah, Rex. 4:30. It's like there's two conveyors. There's sort of the overrunning conveyor, and then there's the convective conveyor, and these are all flooding downpours with severe weather embedded. My warnings aren't working on this. And then the channels of water coming just to our north. It's still not enough to make a puddle in Weymouth. If I try to go outside and work in the garden, it'll surely start raining. Velocity azimuth display, wind down the bottom, 3,000 feet from the northeast, then from the south up to about 7,000 feet. And then way up there, it's from the west-southwest, gusting past 60 knots. So in other words, the clouds up top are moving to the right, and the clouds down bottom are moving to the left, and the rain band is just sitting, not over Weymouth. Yay. Going outside. It's 5:25. So the flood watch is for Connecticut, not Massachusetts, right? And there we are. And the dry band in Weymouth, yay. Not so much Worcester, though. I think it's safe out there, yeah. I think it's still dry. It is. It's just a fascinating day today. If it were snow, I'd be bummed, but I don't miss the rain band. Our grass is fairly green, as it is, from the flood of 3 weeks ago. And we started the day at 70, and we're down to 62.5. That is colder than the water temperature, by the way. So it's not just cold air from the ocean, it's cold air from Canada. The summit of Mount Washington is down to 42 degrees, and the wind on Mount Washington is 5 miles per hour. The wind on Nantucket Sound is gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. Not exactly a nor'easter, but we do have some cyclogenesis on a front south of Long Island. Lovebirds, Steve, those were lovebirds. So I don't think we're gonna see the sun. We'll probably see some raindrops, but it gives me an opportunity to get down in there. What's that, Rex? What do you got down there? A couple of raindrops out there, Rex, but not enough to warrant you sitting around inside. Unless it's too cold for you. Maybe if you were a Maine Coon cat, be more adept to this weather. 62 degrees. We're just lounging out here. Just lounging. Mitt and the Mint. Inspector Steve, what do you think? Adequate job? Fair number of pests for you to pretend to catch? You're not gonna jump, are you? He's not gonna jump. Coming in. It's not matted. He'll be ready for winter. Stop talking about winter. Push the envelope and copyright violation. Possibility. Likes every perch. What's your favorite? Oh, we've got a minute on the move too. All right. I know you're here for the cats as much as the weather, so that's why I do this. But we're gonna put the camera down now. It may or may not be done for the day. Depends on the music you hear, and the time lapses you see. Could be done. They couldn't tell Aerosmith was playing, could they? No. Thanks for watching.